All right, how's it going? My name is Caleb, but you really don't care much about that. You care more so about what I can do for you. And what I do is I build marketing systems and run ads for law firms and attorneys to generate high quality leads that turn into cases. If anyone ever tells you, we push cases, we push getting you cases, absolutely, but you need to be able to generate high quality leads first, and then cases will come. And that is the direction and what I follow. Now, as far as your marketing methods that you may have tried, if you're watching this, you may have tried boosted posts, which is what I hate. You may have tried billboards, you may have tried radio, maybe even Google ads or something like that. But you know that there is a potential for your firm on social media that you really just haven't been able to figure out to honestly get it working for you. Now, I'm going to cut the shit. I'm not even going to lollygag, fluff around this. I'm going to show you the exact system I use to get law firms high quality leads. If it does sound interesting to you, you can decide to explore it or not. All right, but let's get into it. I'm not good with the small talk. I'm good with the education. So this is the law firm high quality cases system I use. I will show you results from this system that I've gotten for. I'll show you one client recently. All right, law firm high quality cases system. So I like to follow a filtering level kind of set. Potential client views your ad on Facebook or Instagram. We run ads on Facebook or Instagram. Why? And Instagram, excuse me. Why? Because Instagram and Facebook is where majority of the world spends their time. You want to have your business where most of your possible leads spend most of their time. You may not have thought about it like this, but 9 times out of 10, the marketing avenues that you've chosen has been on a premise of, hey, I think my people will be here. We know for sure that almost everybody that gets into an accident today will be on their Facebook or Instagram. All right. Now that person or those people are pre-targeted by you via interest and geo targeting. Now, if you've never heard of these things before, it's totally fine. You're not supposed to know about this stuff necessarily. It's supposed to be the marketer that's supposed to know about this, and that's me. All right. So what geo targeting means is that if you're in Florida and you want to get cases in Tampa, you'll be targeting Tampa, right, and maybe a 20 or 15-mile radius around Tampa. Okay. And then interest. Interest can be something like people who are interested in State Farm, Geico, Progressive, lawyers, law firms, auto accidents. One thing I like to do is I like to figure out which firm in your area deals with the most cases that you would like, right? So if we're talking about motor vehicle accidents and we figure out that Geico is the number one insurance company that deals with auto accidents, we'll be having the interests that are targeting people who are interested in Geico, right? Because if someone gets in an accident, 9 times out of 10, they are clicking on their phone, going to the internet, looking up Geico. And what we'll be able to do is target those people specifically simply because they looked up Geico, right? And we'll be going to get them instead of letting them necessarily come to us. Then filtering level 2. Okay, this is one of the most important parts. This is what genuinely is the thing that makes a lead high quality or low quality. Qualification questions, right? It gives you the ability to set up filters that make sure Facebook only gives you the types of cases you want. So I like to ask my clients, I may ask you, what type of cases do you want? What type of cases don't you want? Okay. So let's say, for example, you only want cases from people who live in Florida, have been in an auto accident. Their accident occurred within 2 years of today's date. They're looking to get legal representation ASAP. So whatever you qualify as a high quality lead calling you, we can get those filters set up in those qualification questions to make sure that only that amount of data is getting to you. And then once it's time for me to optimize your campaigns, I'll be able to only optimize on leads that we actually want. Then, if they select no to any of these questions, they won't be counted as a lead. You can have up to 5 filtering questions, and that is the main part of qualification question. Now, right here is an example of a qualification question. So, what'll happen is the person will see your ad. The call to action will be give us your information, something like that, I'm a little bit more precise when it comes to that, but just for this example, we'll do this. All right. So this is a firm I've worked with called LaRoche Legal, free auto accident case evaluation. A person or the possible client will see this. Please fill out this form only if you are serious about getting legal help. We assist those ready to take action. If you're not committed, do not submit this form. That's a thing of, hey, don't waste our time, but in a nice way. Has your accident occurred within the past 2 years? Have you been in an auto accident? How long did the incident occur? Example, 2 months. Where in Florida are you located? How soon are you looking to take advantage of top legal representation? And all of that information will then be, and this will lead me to the next point, will then be zapped to you via Slack. Now, this part is a little bit interchangeable. I am a systems integrator, so I do a good amount of coding. Whatever your lead system looks like, right? So if a receptionist has to call first, whatever that looks like, the goal of the system and me creating the system will be to get that leads information that's coming from Facebook or Instagram to that first step in your lead processing process as fine as your lead processing process. I hope that makes sense, as fast as possible. And this allows you to be notified about the lead seconds after it's submitted, done on autopilot via Zapier. I use a piece of software called Zapier that just puts everything on autopilot, right? Then the information is zapped into a Google Sheet, and it gives you a place to store leads if you like to use them at a later date. Now, what I want you guys to get from this is the key to getting high quality leads is having a system that flows and gets people's attention, but having filters throughout that system before they get to you. All right, that's all it is. If you'd like more information on that, we could jump on a call and I'll answer as much questions and get a little bit deeper into it. If you're watching this from my Instagram, go into my Instagram and you'll be able to see hundreds of hours of content that talks about this. Okay, so next I'm going to show you guys some results. I'm going to show you guys some results. All right, so here are a couple of the results, a couple of the leads I've been able to generate for LaRoche Legal, and we're talking about high quality leads that go through that complete filtering system, or at least the filtering system I was able to explain to you right here because it would take me hours, not hours, but a very long time to explain. I'll just scroll through it, right? And if you look on the right side, they're all different types of cases, right? So whatever cases you said, Caleb, I want to generate these types of cases for my firm, that's what we would do, right? But we would just have to obviously figure out what type of qualifications we would want, who we would want to target, and some of the key things you would want to know before jumping on the phone with someone, right? So this is just to show you that it actually works. And if you'd like to know really quick where those leads come from, it's going to be Facebook and Instagram ads, and I'll show you that. All right, and this is the actual ad account of LaRoche Legal. However, I am not able to go through all of the nuances of their ad account simply because I have NDAs. But I want you to keep in mind the goal is to build a marketing system. Whatever the case may be, the goal is to build a marketing system, right, to get you high quality leads on a consistent basis so you can go into your firm every day knowing, hey, I have this system working for me to get me high quality leads, so you don't have to stress about how many cases you can get, how many cases you aren't getting. And essentially you'd be able to grow your firm. Now, social media is really powerful if you do it correctly. You just have to have a system and a skeleton around everything that will speed up your growth. All right, so hope you enjoyed the video. If any of this sounds interesting to you, shoot me a message, maybe to book a call somewhere around one of the links of this video. But nonetheless, have a good day. It's been Caleb. I'll talk to you soon.